10 years ago, I walked in to a small martial arts studio. Upon entering the building, the very first thing that caught my eye was a tall man dressed in traditional samurai armor. In his hand was the most amazing katana I've ever seen in my entire life. Well, as I watched this man wield his sword, I remember thinking, one day, I want to be just like him. And ever since then, martial arts has made a tremendous impact on my life. Believe it or not, but I grew up as a very aggressive child. I would run around pretending I was a Power Ranger fighting off evil monsters and villains. Eventually, however, my imagination grew a little too excessive and I began to physically hurt others. That is when my parents realized that I had developed a problem and thus decided to find a healthy solution. They decided to sign me up for my very first martial arts lesson. And ever since then, my life has been completely transformed. Even as a young kid, I began to learn important values and traits, such as self-control, discipline, or respect. But most importantly, I learned about self-defense. I was able to grow up knowing that I possessed the knowledge to be able to defend myself or my loved ones should a dangerous situation ever arise. When people discover that I'm a martial artist, they often tend to have different reactions. Whereas some are amazed, others are more in disbelief. Is it that I don't necessarily look like much of a fighter? Often they tend to have questions. Well, are you a black belt? Being the most common. Are your hands registered as lethal weapons? Have you ever killed anyone? Can you kill somebody? I think when people hear the term martial artist, they tend to think of movie stars such as Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan who go around backflipping off roofs and fighting off hordes of ninjas. Unfortunately, I don't usually spend my time fighting off hordes of ninjas or honing my ninja star skills. My training is unique within itself. If there is one highly important lesson that I have learned in all my years of training, it is that whether you are training in the rough, traditional Japanese Shotokan style, or the soft, flowing Chinese wushu, I've learned that there's always more knowledge out there, more moves to learn, more techniques to practice and perfect. In this sense, no single person can ever become a true master of martial arts. This simple concept is an idea that I have taken and expanded out into areas outside of martial arts. For example, school. I've learned no matter how good I may be at a subject, I must always continue to practice and make myself better. Throughout the years, martial arts has made a tremendous impact on my life. It has both influenced me and allowed me to influence others. It has helped shape who I am today and who I will become. It is the reason why I stand before you today, proudly wearing that armor and wielding that sword.